My own brothers died tragically as well, truth be told. It was 1868, and me and my older brothers were pulling a tidy profit running cattle into Juarez, Mexico. One night after my brothers retired for the evening, I found a little poker game in a cantina with a couple of cowboys. And I just couldn't lose. I even won an old Spanish coin that had to be 100 years old. Well, I was mighty pleased with myself the next morning as my brothers and I rode for Texas. But before we crossed the border, those cowboys caught up with us. It was Johnny Ringo, Roscoe Bob Bryant, and another asshole named Jim. They wanted their money back and everything else we had, including our lives, as those boys didn't want us coming for them later. Bob put that old Spanish coin in my mouth and said, "I won't have it said that I left you with nothing, boy." Well, those horses bolted, and there we hung as those bastards rode away. The branch finally snapped under the weight of the three of us, but being my older brothers were bigger and heavier, they were already dead. And right then I swore to myself that I would avenge them. Ringo you know about. But Bob eluded me, until I heard he was riding with the Wild Bunch.
Ja, willkommen zurück zu Call of Juarez, Gunslinger. Und anscheinend werden wir jetzt einen der Mörder unserer Brüder rächen. Und ja, würde ich mal sagen, wir starten in die Mission.
I'd been on their trail for months, ever since they left their hideout in the Bighorn Mountains. Led by Butch Cassidy, they were a loose association of outlaws who robbed banks and trains from Colorado to Montana. Among them was the Sundance Kid, and that murderous hombre I was tracking, Roscoe Bob Bryant.
Were you a part of that giant Pinkerton posse after the Wild Bunch?
No, boy. A circus like that would have slowed me down. Besides, I wanted Bryant all to myself. I'd heard about a large shipment of gold being transported to Wilcox, Wyoming on the Overland Flyer. I figured the Wild Bunch would likely hit such a treasure, and by God, I figured right.
Ja, und bevor wir das machen, werden wir hier mal kurz einen kleinen Blick auf die Fähigkeiten werfen, die wir hier haben. Ja, verwendet ein nettes Feuerwerk und richtet auch noch Schaden an. Nachdem du Dynamit geworfen hast, kannst du es einfach aus der Hüfte abschießen. Weil es von deinem eigenen Fadenkreuz erfasst wird. Okay, das klingt zwar ganz nett, aber ich glaube, wir machen erstmal hier das mit dem mehr Schaden. Und dann machen wir uns weiter auf die Suche nach Bob. Einen von dreien, die unseren Brüder getötet haben, wie wir gerade erfahren haben. Und es ist wieder viel zu still hier. Viel zu still. Das gefällt mir nicht. Ah, da hören wir doch was. Da wird schon geschossen.
They blew the bridge with the intention of forcing the train to stop.
Okay, wir müssen auf die Sonne.
Well, I assumed the Wild Bunch was likely in the still intact part of the train high above, so I had no choice but to make my way up through the passenger cars dangling down. I was determined to make that sumbitch Bob pay for what he did to my brothers.
benutzen?
I found the device they used to blow the tracks, so I knew I was headed in the right direction.
Da tut sich nichts.
My ears are still ringing from blowing up that bridge.
Sanna.
What'd you say? I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Well, I made my way off unscathed and came upon a few members of the gang and had no choice but to dispatch them.
That silence breeze.
From there, I had to negotiate an even more precarious route. But first, I would need to get my ass out of there.
Okay. Wir werden wahrscheinlich weiter über die Brücke müssen. Okay, ich springe auf ihn zu.
I jumped from the frying pan into the fire as the train was clearly fixing to fall. I had found the gang, but in order to find old Bob, I needed to fight my way forward past a whole passel of desperados. Outside, inside, any way I could, I made my way towards my prey.
Well, what about the passengers?
It was mostly a freight train, as I recall. There were no passengers aboard that day.
Okay. Und weiter auf die nächste Zug. Okay.
As I mentioned before, I am not fond of heights. But I was too busy dodging bullets to worry about falling to my death. Odds were I was likely to die that day anyway. So I was determined to take down as many of those bastards as I could.
Come out!
Kommen wir damit mal nach.
You ain't beating me, boy!
Okay. Wie geht's denn jetzt hier weiter? Hallo? Ah.
At times, it was like shooting ducks in a shooting gallery. The only difference is these damn ducks shot back.
Oh, das war wohl das mit dem Geld. Der Abteil. Ach, was? Naja, da wollte ich gar nicht hin. Das können wir uns später mal anschauen. Wusste ich gar nicht. Bisher noch gar nicht gesehen. Bis es das gibt. Aber, wie gesagt, wir haben auch nicht alle Geheimnis-Nuggets eingesammelt bisher. Weil ich das verpasst habe. Wo geht's denn jetzt hier weiter? Ach, da.
I kept hoping the law would show up and give me a
You
hand.
mean like that giant Pinkerton posse that I read about? Did they come riding in, guns a-blazing to help?
Help? From the Pinkertons? No, son. I had to fight the wild bunch all by my lonesome. As usual.
Who the hell is that? He's out of here! Take cover! Retreat! Retreat!
Okay, wir schauen uns hier einfach nur mal kurz um. Dann gehen wir mal weiter.
He's killing everybody! You ain't seen that. Just kill us all! I got you in two!
Ja, okay, ich wusste nicht, dass sie schon so nah sind.
You ain't seen the likes of me. Ready for a better shot? Hell's gonna hurt.
Okay, dann haben wir den jetzt auch erwischt. Sonst scheint hier niemand mehr zu sein. Oh. Da habe ich schon mal gerade mal ausnahmsweise mal nicht gezielt und einfach mal draufgehalten. Das hat auch gut funktioniert. Ach, da. Ja, das Nugget-Menü, das schauen wir uns dann mal in einer separaten Folge an. Wow.
My guess is those dime novels didn't portray this as it happened, did they? Only a few stragglers were left. I had to cut them down pronto if I was going to stay on old Bob's trail. Once I silenced all those guns, I went searching for my nemesis, determined to finally have my justice. But the only survivor who welcomed me was George Flat-Nosed Curry.
Who was he?
The fastest gun in the gang. Right after Sundance, I mean. And Kid Curry, and maybe Elsie Lay. Though some folks might dispute that.
Heilige Scheiße, nicht schon wieder so eine wunderschöne wow.
On that very same day, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid decided to leave the Wild Bunch behind and decamped for South America. They ended up living down there for many years, but I'm sure you already know all about that.
Okay, jetzt haben wir zumindest die Ganoven auch wieder ein bisschen gestellt. Und ich würde sagen, wir sehen uns dann wieder in der nächsten Folge von Let's Play Call of Juarez. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis dann.